Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Mithril. My name is Mithril and I'm here today with something a little bit different, the start of a brand new series on the channel with my profile comparisons. Yes, with the brand new edition of the rulebook finally having dropped with the new army book and everyone's had their chance to kind of have a few games under their belt and get used to the new way the game plays, we have now noticed that a lot of our favourite profiles and heroes from the old edition have probably changed. Some quite a lot, some not so much, and quite a few have actually stayed the same. So what I thought would be really handy to do is I'm going to go through each single profile in the armies of the Lord of the Rings and the armies of the Lord of the Rings? Yes, armies of the Lord of the Rings and the armies of the Hobbit book, and hopefully the armies of Middle-earth book when I can get my hands on that when that eventually drops, and go through and compare them to the old profiles in the previous edition that we were all so familiar with. Again, like I say, some of these models might have changed quite a lot, some not so much, and some would still just be the same, and that'll be a very short video when that happens. But where best to start than with our beloved heroes from the Fellowship of the Ring, and the first profile we're going to tackle, the hero of Middle-earth, arguably second in line for hero of Middle-earth behind one other particular hobbit. That's right, I'm going to start with Frodo Baggins, the ring bearer extraordinaire. I'll be comparing both profiles side by side at the same time so we can keep track of all the changes that have happened to our dear Frodo. One will be right here, and one will be here. Okay, so to start with, in the previous edition, Frodo Baggins started at a base point value of 60 points. In the brand new edition, he is now at base value of 55 points, so he has seen a 5-point reduction in his overall cost, which is always good when you're playing heroes. He was a hero of fortitude in the previous edition and tends to be a hero of fortitude across most of the army lists he is included in the new book. Not that that's super relevant, as I don't really think he leads many warbands apart from himself, Sam and Gollum, so that's fairly irrelevant. His stat line has remained actually consistent between the two editions. He is of course a movement 4 hobbit, 4 inches, so he's not going to be running around terribly quickly. He is a fight value 3 with a 3+ shoot value, strength 2, defense 3, 1 attack, 2 wounds, courage 6, with 2 might, 3 will and 3 fate in the old edition. In the new edition, his stat line remains pretty much untampered with, maintaining that 4-inch movement, of course, as a hobbit, with a fight value of 3 and a shoot value of 3+, 2 strength, 3 defense, 1 attack, 2 wounds, 4 courage. He has an intelligence value of 5, which is obviously the brand new stat they've added in, and his might, will, and fate remain untouched. There is a wording clarification next. Instead of just having a dagger and the 1 ring, he now has just a hand weapon and the 1 ring. Obviously, this comes with them getting rid of special strikes, and the dagger no really longer being relevant, so it's just to dictate that he has a hand weapon that he can fight with on the table. The only heroic action that is still available to him is heroic defense, something which again is transferred fairly unblemished from the previous edition to this edition, so you will only be wounding him on a natural roll of a 6 if you win a fight in which he is called this heroic action. Now into a couple of areas where a few changes have occurred, mainly in his war gear. He is able to buy Sting and the Mithril Coat for 5 points and 15 points respectively. Sting gives him +1 strength when making strikes. That is consistent across both profiles. However, there's a slight change to how the Mithril Coat works. In the previous edition, it gives him +3 defense, giving him a defense value of 6. That is still the same in the new edition, but comes with the additional benefit of him now being immune to the Rend brutal power attack, and he gets to re-roll fate rolls. So it makes those 3 fate points that he's got go a lot further if you get the chance to reroll them. It's effectively having an Elven ring. He gets to reroll his fate rolls, as do Gandalf, Elrond, and Galadriel. And also being immune to the Rend brutal power attack means that he's not going to get torn asunder by Troll or any big gribbly beastly monster. So that is a nice little addition to the strength and fortitude of the Mithril armor that he carries around with him. The only other change to dear Mr Frodo is in regard to his Elven Cloak. This was 5 points in the old edition and remains 5 points in the new edition, and gives the Stalk Unseen special rule, which means if you're partially obscured by terrain, you cannot be shot by distances greater than 6 inches on the tabletop. This comes with the additional benefit, however, in the new edition of inferring a -1 penalty to shoot rolls when you are making shoot attacks against Mr Frodo. So anything that will be in that 6-inch range to shoot will be suffering a -1 penalty to their shoot value, just to show how hard it is to apparently see those rocks that have materialized at the foot of an Easterling warrior quite so miraculously and quietly, it would seem. But yes, so that is the only other change worth mentioning on Mr Frodo, and it all kind of tends down to his war gear. He is, of course, resistant to magic, as all hobbits are. He has the Throw Stones special rule as well, which stay at a range 8 and a strength value of 1. So that just about covers the profile changes between the old edition and the new edition of Mr Frodo, our ring bearer and hero of the War of the Ring. I'd love to hear your thoughts on how you think this affects him on the tabletop. Personally, I think the rules are nice and themey and really blend in with the equipment he has. It's nice that they haven't really made him a big hitty hero anymore. They've kept his attacks at 1. He's not a combat piece, he is a support piece. He needs to have strong reserves of will and fate to stay alive. But yes, so there we go. That is the old edition and the new edition of Mr Frodo compared. I hope you guys enjoyed. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. Don't forget, it's free, it costs nothing, but really helps the channel out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys. Bye bye.